Hey friends, welcome back to the kitchen. For today's Tuna Week recipe, we're going to be stepping away from the vintage and moving into the very modern. This dish has become popular in the last 5 to 8 years or so. You can find it at many Asian and Hawaiian style restaurants. It's a raw fish dish that is commonly seen served over rice, and I'm talking, of course, about poke. So let's make some. So to start with, we need to cut up our tuna steaks. And I bought this tuna from Sam's Club, and you're going to want to buy right about 2 pounds for this recipe. And we're just going to want to cut this into cubes. Not big cubes, maybe a little chunkier than what I'm doing. And also, poke does not need to be made from ahi or yellowfin tuna. It can be made with other kinds of tuna and other kinds of fish. I had a boss once catch some kind of tuna off the coast of Southern California, and he gave me a couple pounds, and I made it into poke, and he really liked it. In fact, he asked me for this recipe after I gave him some. So now that we've got our tuna in the bowl here, it's important to note that you want to use a non-metal bowl for this, because we're using soy sauce. It can react with the metal and it will ruin your dish and make it unsafe to consume. So to our tuna, we're going to add 1/3 cup of green onions. Now you don't need to use green onions if you don't want to. I like the color. You can use like a sweet onion. I've done that before. It's worked out fine. And then we're going to add a cup of soy sauce. Now I thought I had a cup. I've got just shy of a cup, so we'll just go with it. And just pour it over your fish. Then if you want, this is optional, but you can add a tablespoon of crushed red pepper. And we'll also add a tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds. And then 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame oil. And then simply stir to combine. Make sure you're coating all of the tuna with some of the soy sauce. Trying to get everything touching everything else. Everybody gets a little bit of a few sesame seeds. Get some onions in there. And then we'll cover this, put it in the fridge, and we want to let it marinate for at least 2 hours. So one of the things that I like to serve with this poke, and this is something that's completely optional, is I like to make a little bit of, sriracha mayo. And you don't need a lot. Just enough to give it a little flavor. Something you often see on lots of store-made sushis these days. And you can, of course, just make this to match your particular taste. I also like to make this sauce for corn dogs. I find it's a lot better than the traditional ketchup and mustard. And it's good to make this sauce ahead of time before you're ready to eat your poke, as you want the flavors of the mayonnaise and the sriracha to blend just a bit. Let's check on our poke and see if we're ready to eat. It's looking good. Give it a quick stir. Smells great. Yeah, I think we're ready to serve this up and eat some. Again, you don't need to serve this over rice, but it's a popular thing to do, and I like it. Looking good. So here we are. We're going to give it a taste as is before I add any sauce. Let's get a little bit of rice, a chunk of our tuna. This is really good. Really, really good. I love poke bowls in general, but you order them from a restaurant or a place, and they're pricey. They're very pricey. And so you can save yourself a fair bit of money if you're willing to make this at home for yourself. I would say that there's enough soy sauce in it, so about 3/4 cup is probably enough. I know I had 1 cup before when I've made this in the past anyway. Didn't have it now, but I feel like this is enough. And the red pepper flakes, they add just a bit of sharpness to it. That's really nice. It's not real heat, it's just a sharpness. So first I'm getting the soy sauce flavor, and then the tuna flavors coming in behind that, and then behind that is the sharpness. And the sesame seeds and the sesame seed oil helps round everything off to just make a really great combination of flavors. And I understand this is raw fish and it's not for everybody. What you could do is take this, make the poke, take it and sear it. Don't sear all the sauce, but sear this in the pan and then eat it that way. So you sear the outside, you keep the inside more rare and juicy, and this would still make a really, really good dish. Really pleased with it. Now I've added some sauce. Let's see how this goes. Sriracha mayo is nice, but you can add too much quite quickly. So use it sparingly. You don't want to overcome all the great flavors that are naturally in this dish. This is a dish I cannot recommend enough. It's super easy and super tasty. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you don't like this video, forget I said anything. I'd like to thank you for watching and tune in next time.